Gold has been on an unstoppable run. It has gone up more than 81% in the last 5 years and almost 20% in the last 12 months. It is happening. Central banks are ditching the dollar, and the U.S. treasuries are buying more gold. The good news, it is predicted to go up more. UBS even said it would go up to $5,000. Noble Gold Investments' phone has been ringing nonstop. Everyone wants to protect their retirement with gold, and you can do the same. Noble Gold Investments can help you secure some gold to protect your future. From day one, you work with the same dedicated all-American expert. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced investor, Noble Gold Investments will make sure you get all the help you need. And this month, Noble Gold Investments will give you a free quarter-ounce gold standard coin if you open a qualified account. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com now. Noblegoldinvestments.com. There's always a risk of investment. There's no guarantee of any kind. What's going on, peoples? You know what this is? Damn Friday. You know how we do. Forgive me, I'm parched. It's hot. It is currently 86 degrees right now, but it is projected to be 93. My son has a flag football game this evening, and it will be about 90, 92 when that starts. So excited. Anyway, you guys know how I feel about the heat. And for the first time, you never forget your first, huh? Ladies, gentlemen, you remember your first. It was either great or terrible. It was probably in the back seat of something on a couch somewhere, and it was over before you wanted it to be. But for the first time, I am broadcasting live on X. So not only am I right here on YouTube, I'm also broadcasting live on X. Make sure you hit that link and subscribe to my X account. I guess that's what you would call it, @green_Jericho. Matter of fact, put that in the comment section so you guys can do that right now. Oh, I'm getting it. Hold up. Count. Bam. There it is. Turn that down. Boom. There's the link to my X account. I just pinned it to the top comment section. So make sure you clickety clack on that bitch, huh? Today, oh my goodness. We got some shit to talk about. You see the title, Jump Like a Monkey. See the thumbnail too. That is a picture of Lebronica James, king of the floppers, the largest vagina ever recorded in human history, 6'9", 260 pounds of labia majora. Always crying about something. Oh, it's hard being a black man in America. You sure it's hard being a black man in America when you got $700 million in your account? It's just basketball. It's just basketball. So that bitch is involved in something, but it's not really his fault. There was a class, and I don't even know. I just kind of saw the headline. I read a little bit about it. But there's a clip from this podcast or whatever where the guy who investigated this talked about it. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous that this is worthy of an investigation. Everything gets investigated. You shit too hard, somebody wants to investigate it. But apparently at some school, the kids were given an assignment where they need to come up with a marketing plan, how to market a product, what it's supposed to look like, the slogans and everything to go with it. It ended up being a monkey cereal, and they put a picture of LeBron James on there. Oh shit, it's so funny. So LeBron's monkey cereal. We're going to talk about that. Also, Kathy Hochul, the governor of the state of New York. Remember the other day she came out and said, well, There's black kids in the Bronx who don't even know what a computer is. They don't know what that word means. Uh-oh. So of course she's come out and said, I regret it. I bet you do, you jackass. What were you thinking? Huh? What were you thinking? No, I think the question is, were you thinking? And we can't talk about them. The powers that be, the government, they have passed a bill. I don't know if it's been signed into law yet. We're going to find out. But there's a certain group of people that you are not allowed to talk about. Who would that be? And if you want to know who's in charge, just look at who you can't talk about. And that will tell you everything you need to know. So you guys are pretty smart. And I'm sure you know who that group is. But we're going to get into detail. We're going to get all up in that article like a bike with no seat. All right? But let me say what's up to you, motherfuckers. In the comment section, we got Wayne Wallace, Steph Krieg the Great, Mark's Music Obsession, username Justin Desroches, Flowers Mama, Debbie Gradowski. Sound like somebody you run into at a high school reunion. Hey, remember me, Debbie Gradowski? Thank you for being here, Debbie. Diesel, I'm Jake, Doug French, Black on Site. Uh-oh, welcome. Broman Dude, Leilani Mitchell, Heavy Metal Patriot, Marley Pike, Rex Rocker, Kaylee Chuvala, Orale Chuvala, Mark Hill, Faith B904. Thank you for being here, young lady. But what about this verse? Thank you for being here. Sharp End, Chrome, Brad Armstrong. Sound like a lawyer you'd see on a billboard. Strider Shadow, Photo Street, Major Cockburn. You don't want that, fellas. Am I right? Oh. Virginia L. Ross, thank you. Photo Street, you might be onto something. I think, ding, 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 ding. I think you got the answer. Miso Mercy, Clove Cunningham, not Cunningham, Cunningham, my good man. Thank you, Miss RB. Is that it? Lord Big Dick. All right. Wear your emotions on your sleeve, huh? Robert Boycourt, Chuck Norris, the Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris once slammed a revolving door. Donald Vick. All right, I think that's everybody so far. Thank you for being here, you Mora Socas. Brad Armstrong, you do have a billboard name. Have you been arrested for a DUI? Before you say anything, call me, Brad Armstrong. Nice strong name. I used to go to school with a dude named Brad. Cool friend of mine. Crazy dude. But he was cool. Crazy kids are cool as long as they're your friend, right? Also, I got a story to tell. Shout out to my homeboy. He called me yesterday and he told me this shit and I thought it was hilarious. So he works with wayward youth. We'll put it that way. If you are a person under the age of 18 and you get in trouble with the law in a certain area, you're probably going to run into my friend. So he called me and told me this. So one of his clients, I guess you would say, they have a sister, and the sister was talking to one of his coworkers, and they were talking and somehow got on the topic of family. And his coworker asked her, do you guys have the same dad? And this girl, serious. This girl, she wasn't joking. Serious with a straight face. She goes, no, we don't have the same dad. My mom loved us so much that she gave us each our own dad. Oh, you poor thing. And we're not talking about, a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old or something where you can, hey, they don't understand. They're little. No, this girl is probably at least a teenager. And she said, no, my mom loved us so much that she gave us each our own dad. And I asked him, I said, who's going to tell her? Is somebody going to sit her down and burst her bubble? And he said, no. It's like a balloon with helium in it. If it goes up high enough, it'll pop on its own. So let life break the bad news to her. But I'm sorry, homegirl, if you happen to be watching. Your mom didn't love you so much that she gave you each your own dad. It's just that two different dudes. Yeah. Ah! Got all up in it with no rubber, and there you are and your brother. Poor kid. Who told her that? Her mom told her that bullshit. No. I loved you. I wanted you to have your own dad to love you and your brother to have his own. Nope, that's not the way it happened. Your mom was loose with that vagina and was handing it out to multiple dudes, and that's unfortunate. Authentically Kennedy, what's up? You're not late. We haven't even got this party started yet. We're just seeing the tip of the iceberg. We're just giving them the tip. They haven't got the rest of it. We're just giving them the helmet right now. Yeah, bro, man, dude, they hit and ran too. Yeah, chances are if one of you is in the custody of the juvenile system, yeah, something bad happened. Somebody didn't stick around. Oscar Gonzalez, what's up? Mopar girl, what's up? Thank you. She says, hi, JG. Hope your wife and mom has an amazing Mother's Day. If I have anything to say about it, they will. Shout out to the mothers out there. I just shouted out Authentically Kennedy. This is her first Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to you all. I wish you all many more. Kennedy, you can look forward to your son coming home from school and making you something out of macaroni, something made out of the shape of his hand. And those are the best gifts. The homemade ones are the best from your kids, the kind of stuff that ends up on the refrigerator. So happy Mother's Day to you all, the good mothers, and you don't have to give your children all of the material things to be a good mother. I know sometimes we get caught up in, do they have enough? Do we give them this? Do we give them that? Really, all they want is our time and our best. And as long as you give your children your time and your best, as much time as you can, because we do, if you're not in a situation where you can be a stay-at-home mom, sometimes you got to get out there and make some money. So as long as you give them as much time as you possibly can and your absolute best, then you are a good mother. You're a great mother. So happy Mother's Day. I hope that your children, if they're grown and all that kind of stuff, maybe they moved away, they at least give you a phone call, tell you, Mom, I love you, and stuff like that. I hope you have a great Mother's Day, because Mother's Day is the big one. Father's Day, hey, Dad, happy Father's Day. Here's some Old Spice and a power tool, and that's it. But to all the great mothers out there, you guys are irreplaceable. Mothers create life. Not many creatures on earth can do that. Only the mothers can, despite what they tell us. Despite when they tell us that all you have to do is just feel like you are. Identify as one. You identify as a mom, you are a mom. Ooh, speaking of, here you go. Here you go, moms. I'm going to give you something. This is a special anger blood only for the moms. Fellas, you might get a little angry too. And you might have that drop of anger plasma that comes from your nose, your eyes, or your ears. I'm not saying you won't, because I was pretty pissed off myself. But this one is for the ladies. This is for all the mothers out there. This anger blood is for you, because this is going to hit you in that special pit of hatred deep in your bowels. Okay? Here you go. Speaking of, despite what they tell us and what they say a mom is and a trans, with all this horse shit. Okay? This is exactly what I'm talking about. And I don't even want to put the sound on, because it's going to make me too angry, and then I'm going to lose too much anger blood, and I'm going to end up passing out, and I can't finish my life. But you don't need the sound, because what you're going to see is going to piss you off enough. Mothers, this anger blood edition is for you. Bam! There it is. How you like that? This baby was taken from his mother to be raised by gay men. That is a brand. Look at that. They're going to sit that baby on that man's chest. Now, if it's your baby, I did skin to skin with my daughter and my son when they were born. But they were mine. That is not that man's child. That is disgusting. Look at this fool with the makeup and the nails. What kind of home is this baby going into? That is fucking horrible. Are there words for how disgusting that is? Are there? What the fuck is this? Oh my God. How do you look at this dude and give him a baby? They say don't judge a book by its cover. Well, fuck that. I'm judging this book. That book looks nuttier than squirrel shit. That book looks like something is going to happen to that baby while it's being raised. Kennedy says, I saw the full clip. That guy was wearing maternity PJs and was rolled out on a wheelchair. Get the fuck out of here. What? This dude was rolled out in a wheelchair like he just gave birth? Like his vagina was just reconstructed by that baby. Like he just had a episiotomy. Like he got an epidural in his lower back. Like he just got C-section. He's probably going to go home and take a razor and put a cut. He's going to put a scar on the bottom of his stomach so he can say, look, this is my C-section scar. I just had a beanie. How is this? How is this allowed? If a homeless man came into that hospital and he had shit smeared all over his face and he was going, would you hand him a baby? Maybe today they would. Would you hand him a baby? Of course you wouldn't. Why? Because that dude is crazy. So then why would you hand this fucker a baby? He's crazy too. Oh, that's enough. That's enough. I can't. Like Tiger and Major Payne, where Major Payne told him to hold his pee because he wouldn't let him go to the bathroom. I can't. Oh my God. You know what's going to happen to that baby. You think that baby is going to be raised and with any impartiality? Like you think that baby's not going to be indoctrinated from day one? You think that baby's not going to be around a bunch of freaks that were touched when they were young, which is what made them that way? Because if you think that people are born gay, then your bus is going to be a little bit shorter than everybody else's, huh? And I bet you a bunch of the nurses there were like, oh my God, look at it, so cute. Like he's wearing the beanie. That poor baby is doomed. Oh my God. That poor kid. And what do you think is going to happen? I don't know. I don't know. It seems that they've beaten all of the bully out of children. So maybe that kid won't get ridiculed beyond belief when he goes to school. Maybe it's different with girls. But I can tell you what, as a young man, if a kid would have shown up, hey fellas, with his two daddies picking him up, or one daddy picking him up that looked like that, that poor kid is going to get the business. Gee, Wally, why you give me the biz? That poor kid. Ugh, my goodness, I wish I had time to go take a shower. Lou David, good point. She says girls go into eating disorders. Oh my God. Oh my God, that was disgusting. I didn't understand. I didn't know how disgusting that was going to be, but that was pretty fucking gross. Ooh, boy, babe. All right, so wash that out of your brain. Stick some dish soap in your ear and go like that. Try to wash that shit out of your brain. Holy hell. Holy hell. Let's get the hell away from that, huh? Ooh, let me look up something real quick and get the fuck away from that. Because that was crazy. Can you be gay? Can you turn gay from watching something that's really gay? Is that possible? I just want to know, because if it is possible, I think we all just got a little gay, right? Because I think that was probably the gayest person in America. Okay. Let's talk about something else, because that was wild. That was wild. I think I owe you guys an apology for showing you that. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry about that. How about that? Oof. Anyway, this is the governor of New York, Kathy Hochul. I called her Hochul, and somebody in the comments was like, "Actually, it's Hochul." Whatever. I don't have any respect for her, so I don't care about saying her name wrong. But it is Hochul, so I'll try to say it right. New York Governor Kathy Hochul regrets suggesting black kids in the Bronx don't know what computer means. But as I said in the video that I did about this, I don't understand, how did you think that was going to be received? Why were those the words that you chose to make your point? There are black kids in the Bronx who don't know what a computer is, and they don't understand what that means. Okay. Democratic New York governor. Let me say that word again. Democratic New York Governor Kathy Hochul alleged she misspoke when suggesting black kids from the Bronx don't know what a computer is. The comment was made on May 6th while Hochul was being interviewed at a business conference in California while discussing the expansion of economic opportunities in AI for low-income communities. Quote, right now, we have young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. Now, kind of coming to her defense, not really to her defense, but what this program is about, it's a $400 million program where it's going to teach basically underserved kids, poor kids, how to, or it's going to teach them about AI so they can get high-paying jobs. The idea of giving people access to tools so they can therefore create a better life for themselves is a good thing. Injecting the government into everything and giving somebody a good life is a bad thing, but giving them the tools to create their own life and make their life better on their own, giving them the tools and allowing them to do the hard work, I like that. But fast forwarding through all the hard work and just giving them equity, allowing them to leapfrog people who did put in the hard work or being their daddy, having them latch on to that veiny, engorged federal teat, I don't like that. But everything else she said was fucking crazy. Kathy, take it away. What did you say?
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices, innovate.
Hold on. What's that, Kathy?
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of.
What kid who's not an infant or a baby, like a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old, does not know what a computer is? How many kids have an iPad or a tablet or hold their parents' phone? How do they not know that? How do those kids not know what a computer is? And what kind of kids was she talking about? Was she talking about elementary school age kids? You talking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old? You think they don't know what a computer is? They work on computers at school. And if a kid was around during the sweet and sour sniffles pandemic, their school was on a computer. As the comment has gone viral on social media, the governor said, "I misspoke and I regret it. Of course, black children in the Bronx know what computers are. The problem is that they often lack access to the technology needed to get on track to high-paying jobs in emerging industries like AI." That may be true, that they lack access to this technology, but that doesn't mean that they don't know what a fucking computer is. Kathy, your Democrats showing. Your Democrats hanging out, Kathy, because those are the ones who pat the heads of black folks. Oh, look at the poor widow Negro. Oh, poor kids are just as smart as white kids. Look at the poor widow Negro. Come here, widow Negro. Oh, you can't make it to the DMV? You don't know what a computer is? You can't get you an ID card, widow Negro? Oh, don't worry, widow Negro. Come here, let me pick you up. Oh, the widow Negro. Oh, the widow Negro. Right, moms? Mother's Day's coming up. You've done this. You know, you give the baby a bottle or you give him a little booby. Oh, the widow Negro. You got to burp it. You know, you don't want that building up and then the baby gets uncomfortable and they cry and stuff and they can't sleep. You got to burp the widow Negro. Burp the widow Negro. This poor widow Negro, he don't know what a computer is, the widow Negro. Oh, 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 oh. Look at the widow Negro. They take the widow Negro and they toss the Negro in there. Ah, widow Negro. This widow piggy went to market. This widow piggy stayed home. This widow piggy had roast beef, and this widow piggy had none. Side note, how weird is that a pig would eat roast beef? Anyway. And it went wee, all the way home, widow Negro. All the widow Negro, widow Negro. Those are the ones you got to watch out for. The natty ice drinking, pickup truck driving, fucking Confederate flag having, mullet wearing, not my sister, boy. I respect those racists because I know who you are from 100 yards away. I know what you're about. And I respect you showing me who you are from 100 yards away. So I know what I'm dealing with. But the Democrat racists, those are different. They say stuff like black kids don't know what computers are. or you can't get to the DMV to get you an ID card so you could go vote. Oh, it's not your fault because of the slavery. 200 years ago. It's not your fault, widow Negro. Even though you weren't alive for slavery, were you? No, you weren't. You never even touched a piece of cotton, did you, oh, the widow Negro? Oh, the widow Negro. You were just in the field picking the tobacco and the cotton, widow Negro. You never did anything else. You weren't able to because the white man, the evil white man, the evil white man had his boot on your widow black neck and he didn't let you do anything, widow Negro. Oh. Little Negro. Poor widow Ting. And we've ingrained all that stuff in your widow Negro brain. So even today, hundreds of years after the slavery, you still think you can't do anything, widow Negro. Oh, the widow Negro. The cops are racist and they shoot the widow Negro. Queen Bee's Archive says, Jericho, I'm dying. Don't die on me. Don't you fucking die on me. Poor widow Negro. Poor widow Negro. Negro. We take care of the widow Negroes. Because you can't take care of yourself, widow Negro. You can't get into college. You can't get a job, widow Negro. You can't even drive in your car, Negro. Because the police, they pull you out of your car. Bang, 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 widow Negro. You guys, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. That was fucked up. You guys accept my apology? Because it's coming from the heart. Think about what you think about. Think about what you think about as a new father. Just had a new baby. Tell your wife we all said Happy Mother's Day. Her first Mother's Day. Says, hello, JG. I don't even watch sports, and even I know MJ is the GOAT. I just wish I was oppressed like LeBron is. Please, guys, oppress my bank account. Really? Because I need that oppression. If that's what oppression is, oppress the shit out of me. Oppress me until I can't take it anymore. Oppress me until my bank account has multiple commas in it. And then maybe I'll know the struggles of Lebronica James. Simeon Merriweather. Thank you for the $5, you motherfucker. Appreciate that, man. Man. And of course, my man. What about this verse? Thank you, man. He says, how did she misspeak? No other sentence could have been said. What happened is she said what she really thought and didn't realize how bad it sounds. Bam, there it is. Yeah, that's not misspeaking. The only part of her statement that I believe is that she regrets it. And not regret how she feels or what she said. She just regrets people reacting that way. That's all. But how did you think they were going to react? And there's no immediate, what I meant, none of that. She just kept cruising along like nothing she said was wrong. And I mentioned this also in the video when I did it. The black guy who was sitting next to her on the couch while she said that gave her zero pushback. He didn't say, oh, well, explain that, or I don't know about that, or you're wrong. Nope. None of that. He just sat there like, or I think she even threw a fucking sardine in his mouth. Because he just sat there like a little trained seal and allowed that racist to show her true colors. And that's what they do. There's no fear of consequence. This isn't new. The only thing that's new about it is they can't get in trouble. Why else would you say something crazy like that? Your brain doesn't even have the, I don't know about that anymore. because they say crazy shit all the time and nothing happens. She'll get a little internet backlash. She gives a shit about internet backlash. The true test is if she gets reelected. And if the state of New York reelects her, then she cares. The next thing she says is going to be real crazy. You thought that was crazy? The next thing she's going to say is going to be wild as hell. She might even have her arm straight out like this when she says it. I mean, why not? What are you going to do? Say something about her on social media? Authentically Kennedy. You know what? The only reason I'm going to let you make this racist statement is because you're a mother and it's Mother's Day in a couple of days. She says, oh, and I thank you. She says, Black kids absolutely know what computers are. They steal them from Apple stores constantly in New York City. Kennedy, what proof do you have of that? The way you made that statement makes me think that you think that there's tons of footage of Black youth stealing things in New York. I don't know about that. You have to show me some proof. What proof do you have that the youth of New York City are running rampant through the streets, stealing? Are you the man who wrecked the buffet at the Herald Club this morning? Scab crawler, that's a gross name. When you get out of Cali, JG? That's a good question. You know? See, authentically Kenny, Nicholas X says he's offended. See what you did? That's a good question. You know, I've talked about this before. I don't just want to leave. This is my home. I'm like the golf ball, Happy Gilmore. You too good to go to your home, you stupid ball? This is my home. I must feel like they're winning if I leave. Like another one bites the dust. That's another spot we can fill with an illegal. I don't know. If an opportunity presents itself, I'll definitely dip. I'd be like a chip and dip. RKB Empire. Yeah, I'm holding it down. I'm one of the last. I'm one of the last of the Mohicans out here. Actually, Jericho, Mohicans were indigenous people, and you can't talk about indigenous people even though you're a person of color. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. So of course, Kathy regrets it, but not for the reasons that she should. Not for the reasons that she should. You little shit. You little shit, you. So I'm going to pull up something else. Excuse me while I whip this out. Bam. Whoop. There it is. So, let's see, where's it at? Here it is. So, we're going to listen to this guy on Instagram, Matt Attack 009. And you might have seen this guy on Instagram before or other platforms. I'm sure he's on TikTok or something like that. But what he's talking about, hold on a second. I want to get it right to the beginning so you can hear all that shit. Okay, so the House, he goes on to say that the House just voted on HR 6090, and it's an anti-Semitism bill. And it's going to list things. It's going to give some examples of things that if this law is passed, that you will not, that things that will be illegal. Just think about that. Things that will be against the law to say. Now, there are a lot of things that may be against the law of public opinion, but they're not against the law of the land because we have this pesky little thing called the First Amendment, freedom of speech, which means you can say whatever you want, no matter who may hate it, no matter how vile and disgusting it is. Freedom has to be all or nothing. Right now, it's all. But if this HR 6090 goes through, there are things that you will be not allowed to say about Jewish people. And it's not even bad things. It's not even bad. And then what's really going to piss you off is when he tells you what group is behind it. And we're going to look that group up, because when I heard this, I was angry. Because I've said this before, and I'll say it again, I am a nationalist. I'm an American snob. I belong to the greatest country in the world. And if you have a foreign accent, I don't want you telling me shit. You have no say in how we do things here. Zero. I don't want to hear it. Fuck you. You have no right to tell me what to say in my country. Well, according to HR 6090, that shit might change. And when you hear it, if you're driving a vehicle, try not to veer off the road. If you're holding a baby, don't drop it. And if you're operating heavy machinery, don't allow whatever heavy thing you're carrying to crash down below and hurt the individuals. Okay? Try to hold it together. Try not to get pissed. Try not to fly off the handle. But right now, we're going to listen to Matt Attack 009 on Instagram tell us what the hell is going on.
The House just voted on HR 6090, the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act, 320 to 91. I told you, free speech is at risk. Christianity is at risk. They're coming for your freedom and values. They're attempting to pass a federal law making it illegal to criticize Israel and utilizing the definition of anti-Semitism by a group called the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. Who is this group? Long story short, it's not American. Why are non-American organizations defining our words and laws? Under this new bill, the federal government can sue, prosecute, or sanction more people, businesses, and universities for supposed violations of civil rights law. I'm not advocating for anti-Semitism or hate at all, but I do know that freedom of speech is at risk. And freedom of speech means that we need to live with words or ideas we don't agree with. Here are a list of things that would be considered illegal if this bill passes the Senate and gets signed into law. Saying Ben Shapiro loves Israel more than America, illegal. Saying Jewish people are responsible for the crucifixion of Jesus, illegal. Saying Jewish people control the media economy and government, illegal. Saying October 7th was an inside job, illegal. Being a Holocaust denier, of course, illegal. Saying George Soros is trying to create chaos and usher in a new world order, illegal. You may or may not agree with any of these statements. That's not the point. The issues, opinions, and beliefs are yours and yours alone. You are allowed to hold them regardless of what the government tells you to believe. Free speech is the cornerstone of our society. First, they take your words, then they take your ideas and ability to communicate. Next, we're nothing but slaves serving their dystopian oligarchy. The House just voted on.
Bam. Quite succinct, wasn't it? Another thing I've mentioned before, I used to listen to Michael Savage on talk radio. I used to do a lot of driving for this job I had in my late 20s. So I would listen to him all the time. He'd come on in the late afternoon on AM radio, and he would preach the same thing: borders, language, culture. Those are the three things that they must attack to bring down any great nation. Borders, hello. Language, you just saw this clip, and our culture, our traditions, our beliefs. Those are the only three pillars we have to support all this. And if they attack those and if they weaken those, we're in a whole lot of trouble. Like Bernie Mac said, trouble, trouble. So who the hell is the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance? Anything with a name that long, I don't know. But let's learn about them, shall we? The International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, the IHRA, until January 2013, known as the Task Force for International Cooperation on Holocaust Education, Remembrance, and Research, or ITF, is an intergovernmental organization founded in 1998 which unites governments and experts to strengthen, advance, and promote Holocaust education, research, and remembrance worldwide, and to uphold the commitments of the Declaration of the Stockholm International Forum on the Holocaust. The IHRA has 34 member countries, 1 liaison country, and 7 observer countries. The organization was founded by the then sitting Swedish Prime Minister Göran Persson in 1998 from 26 to 28 January 2000. The Stockholm International Forum to the Holocaust was held, bringing together high-ranking political leaders and officials from more than 40 countries to meet with civic and religious leaders, survivors, educators, and historians. Nobel Prize laureate Elie Wiesel served as the forum's honorary chairman, and Professor Yehuda Bauer was the senior academic advisor to the forum. Blah, blah, and blah. Okay, that's cool. You can have that organization and you can promote the remembrance of the Holocaust or anything you want to do. That's fine. I don't care. But here's when we have the problem. As the saying goes, here's where the rubber meets the dick. I think that's how it goes. Anyway, here's where we have a problem. When that group is influencing and shaping and promoting laws in our country, you can't tell us we can't talk about Jewish people. You can't tell us we can't talk about anybody. You can talk about everyone. If you have a permit in a public area, if you go down to the city office or whatever, and you get your permit and you got your little amplifier and you got your microphone, you can sit there and say the most vile shit you want to. You can say whatever you want. They do it all the time. You got the Black Israelites out there. You got the what's left of the Klan out there. They go out there and say all kinds of stupid shit. That's your God-given right. That's your constitutional right to talk about whoever you want in the worst way if you want to. That's just how it is. Freedom cuts both ways. It's a double-edged sword, but it does come with responsibility. You can't abuse your rights. Like you have these little turds on these college campuses. Some of them are paid agitators and professional agitators, but a lot of them are students. You got them blocking access to class and standing in the roadways, and the pro-Palestinian granola-headed dirt fucker sitting Indian style in the road, blocking the way to LAX and all that other kind of shit. That's an abuse of your rights. You don't have the right to do that. You don't have a right to impede travel. You don't have a right to impede commerce. You don't have a right to block people moving freely. You go from an American citizen exercising their rights to an asshole. And not like a regular asshole, like an elephant's asshole. Did you know that elephants can drop up to a 300-pound pile of shit in one sitting? It's a little side note. Save that for your next dinner party. You can't do that. And the fact that if these were just congressmen and women or senators who came up with this crazy shit, that would be bad enough. But at least they're inside of our country. But an outside entity, a foreign entity with 35 countries, I don't give a fuck who those countries are. I guarantee you our military saved their ass. I guarantee you our brave men and women went over there and died on their bitch ass soil and saved their ass probably more than once. And you have the nerve to turn around and try to take away our rights? Man, I wish when Trump gets into office, I wish he would take our military out of every single one of their countries and watch those big bad wolves on the other side of your border start sniffing around. Start invading your punk ass. And who you gonna call? America! America, please! I'm so sorry. I should not have tried to take away your rights, American citizens. Please. They're going to come over our border and they're going to do things to our buttholes, please. They always call us. They always call Daddy America to roll up our sleeves and come over there and save you damsels in distress. Because some other country, some foreign snidely whiplash has tied you to the train tracks. And now we got to come over there and cut your stupid ass free. And you got the nerve to pull some shit like this. And it passed 320 to 91. How is that possible? And Republicans have control of the House. How the fuck did it get past you? Aren't you supposed to have our back? Aren't you supposed to look out for our best interests? And you are letting the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance even suggest something like this. The House of Representatives should have held their hand up. Talk to the hand, because you're a foreign entity and we don't give a shit about what you think. Sweden, you had the nerve to do this to us. Your former prime minister started this bullshit. Does the Swedish military even have guns? Or do you guys just have two handfuls of chocolate and fucking Swedish meatballs to fight with? Björgen, Forgen, Gürgen, Dugen. There's only three things Sweden has ever given us: a Swiss Army knife, Swedish meatballs, and Rosen Island. This shit, it's already gone far enough. The fact that our weak, punk ass House of Representatives even voted on this, the fact that you even gave it the time of day is already beyond ridiculous. Greg McNeely says Swedish volleyball team. Yes, you prevert. But the fact that it even got that far is disgusting. But it better die there. If this passes the Senate, you know Sloppy Joe is going to sign that shit into law. You know he will. He doesn't know what he's doing. All they got to do is promise him a handful of Swedish children's hair, and he will sign that shit quick, fast, and in a damn hurry. The fact that it's this far is already a travesty. It's already treasonous that you would allow that to happen. But this is what happens when you have a bunch of people in the president's cabinet who have dual citizenship with Israel. I don't give a damn what country it is, but that's how it is. Most of his cabinet, if not all of them, we're talking in the upper 90%, have dual citizenship with Israel. The fact that you have dual citizenship already lets me know that you're a spy, that you're working for somebody else. How can you have dual allegiance? It's not allegiance at that point. Allegiance means to one. You serve one. You can't serve two. That is, wow. You can't say that George Soros is trying to ruin this country when he is. You can't say that dual citizenship is bullshit when it is. So we're outlawing the truth. I thought the truth shall set you. Never mind. Truth is taboo. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Our own people. Fucking bastards. Our own people. Mm. Nobody hurt you like family. Am I right? Nobody hurt you like family. Okay. Now, let's get into something that might be a little funny. It's actually fucking ridiculous. Oh, Lebronica, bring us from the depths of this horrible story. Sonny Singh, what up? Oh, we're live. Look at this. Investigation launched after LeBron James is compared to monkey in racist poster displayed at New York school art show. That shit is so funny, man. That is hilarious. Oh, man. Hold on a second. I'm just going to Google LeBron James monkey cereal. Oh, this is so hilarious. Oh, let's go to the root. You talk about some leftist garbage bullshit. That's all you'll find at the root. It's some pro-black horse shit website, but it's so funny that the angles that they take. Far left garbage. Okay, so who allowed tasteless LeBron James jump like monkeys art to be displayed at New York school? Can't wait. According to the New York Daily News, at the New Hartford Festival of Arts, an advertisement for a fake cereal called Monkey Premium was displayed alongside a picture of NBA superstar LeBron James going up for a dunk. The tagline, "Eat monkeys, jump like monkeys." So the cereals are little monkeys holding a banana. Oh, here we go. This is why I call the root a left-wing piece of garbage. You ready? Being a black person in America is akin to walking a tightrope. Even though you know the threat of falling is always there, you have to just keep moving forward. Oh, while you try to prepare yourself for the racism that's going to pop up and knock you to the ground, you never truly know when it's going to happen. Oh, we've all been knocked down by racism, right? On Saturday, that moment came for Black residents of the New Hartford Central School District in upstate New York when they were hit with a heavy dose of America's uniquely cruel racism. The fictional product displayed a chocolate and banana flavored cereal that has monkeys and banana shaped pieces. In the body of the ad, it promises that it makes you jump 2 to 5 inches higher for 2 hours after eating. That's funny. Take a moment and let that sink in. A student art project used the image of one of the most famous athletes in the world to portray one of the oldest racist stereotypes against Black people. And they put a capital B in Black. If you've ever been involved in an art show connected to a school district or held on school grounds, either as a parent or a participant, you know how strict schools usually are on what art can be included. This begs the question of how an image that is so openly racist, there's no subtlety here. Maybe it passed various teachers, administrators, and parents to be displayed to the public. On Monday, Superintendent of Schools Cosimo Tangora Jr. released a statement addressing the controversy, noting that officials are investigating how this happened. It is disheartening that racist work was not only created, but then overlooked and allowed to be displayed, Tangora said in the statement. The superintendent also stated that due to the privacy concerns, the student who created the artwork wouldn't be publicly identified, nor could it be confirmed that they were disciplined for their actions. This is worthy of discipline. The student involved has been contacted, but due to student privacy, we cannot divulge specific details regarding the student and whether or not there were disciplinary consequences, Tangora continued. Administrators have also spoken with staff members responsible for the oversight of the artwork, and we are using this as a teachable moment. Once you get past your teachable moment, how are Black students and families in your district supposed to feel about the fact that not only was this art created on your watch, it somehow made it through the entire process and was displayed to the community? How can they feel safe when it's clear no one was standing up for them or protecting them? That was heartfelt. How are they supposed to know that they are going to be safe when nobody stood up for them to protect them and to watch them and watch over them? It makes you, man, shut up. So sick of this shit. That's why I call Black folks the Fabergé eggs of ethnicity. So fragile. Don't say anything. Don't look at them. Don't mention anything. Those poor things. They always need to be protected. You know what it's like? It's like, imagine somebody following you around everywhere you go. As soon as you get out of bed, there's somebody there. Are you okay? And they're constantly putting their arm around you. Are you okay? And they're opening doors and they're looking around the corners before you walk. Are you okay? Are you all right? Do you feel protected? Do you feel safe? Am I looking out for you enough? Are you all right? Do you need help? How fucking annoying would that be? At some point, you would turn to them and say, get away from me. I'm sick of you talking. I'm sick of you touching me. Get away from me. I got it. You go to tie your shoes and there's already hands there. You go to brush your teeth, there's already someone there with a toothbrush and toothpaste on it. You go to jerk off, that might not be too bad. Maybe that would be okay. You go to grab the door handle, there's already a hand there. Are you okay? You reach for your fork, they're already feeding you. Get away from me, stop it, I don't need your help. I got this. Nope. They're okay with it. They're okay with it. They're okay with being victims. They're okay with constantly being treated like a fucking child. They're okay with someone making excuses for them. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. Leave them alone. Just imagine somebody following you around all day telling people, leave them alone. Stop. No. Quit. Don't. No, it's not their fault. Stop. Leave them alone. Get the slavery and Jim Crow. Ugh. Get away from me. Fuck. So I'm assuming, since they can't tell you what happened to the kid, they're minors. And judging by it, it'll make you jump 2 to 5 inches higher for 2 hours after eating it. These are probably elementary school kids or maybe junior high school kids. They're kids. Like, who gives a shit, man? I mean, throwing LeBron James on there is fucking hilarious. And can you, if you search through it, if this was a turd and you're trying to pick out all the corn and peanuts, yeah, you might find some morsels. But is it worthy of investigation? Is it worthy of worrying about the safety of the black people in the area? No. Come on. No. Investigation. So let's see. The new Hartford Central School District demographics. Let's see. So you're looking at the smallest number is black kids at 29. 29. These are the number of children. 29 black students, 130 Hispanic or Latino, 148 Asian, 89 multiracial, and 2,153 white kids. So this is a largely white area. 1% black. 1%. 5% Hispanic or Latino, 6% Asian, 84% white, and 3% multiracial. 80% overwhelmingly white. This isn't based out of racism. These kids just thought it was a good idea. And maybe, just maybe, let's take off our Widow Black Negro victim helmet for a second. Maybe the reason that they picked LeBron James is because he's the biggest fucking basketball star on the planet right now. Is he the greatest? Fuck no. Is he the greatest of all time? Get out of here. No. But the kids probably picked him because he's the biggest basketball star in the world. Maybe that's why. Maybe there was a level of innocence. Maybe these weren't a bunch of little Klansmen and Klanswomen in training. Photo Street says, but why a monkey though? I don't know. It says that the cereal was chocolate and banana flavored. What animal is associated with eating bananas? Monkeys. But to think that these kids, and I'm not saying you are, Photo Street, but to think that these kids thought black person monkey, I don't think so. Got to give these kids the benefit of the doubt. They're kids. Maybe the teacher didn't see anything racist about it either. Or maybe the teacher did, but the teacher didn't want to poison their little minds and make them think that they are racist somehow simply because they picked a monkey. What the fuck, man? You really think these kids are like, hey, LeBron James is black. Black people look like monkeys, so let's make it monkey cereal. They said you jump higher. Jump. Basketball. LeBron, he jumps. He dunks. What the fuck? You can't be hypersensitive and think that everything is racism. And since these are white kids, holy shit. So if these were a bunch of black kids, would anybody say anything? What's the difference? Just the color. It's just the container that you come in. What if this was a predominantly black school? You think these black kids wouldn't put LeBron James on there? He's the biggest basketball player in the world. Golly, man. This shit's stupid. I mean, it's funny. It is funny. But if it were a white basketball player, let's say they use Jokic or what's the dude who just got the MVP? I can't be saying them. I don't know them Russian names and shit. But what if they put a white player on there? And would anybody give a shit? Zacatecas, he said, Jericho, how's the diet going? It's going good, man. I'm eating just meat and veggies. Walking every day, hitting the sauna 3 days a week. Just trying to make good decisions. It's tough. Especially, was it last week? Last weekend? No, it was the weekend before last. My wife, Thank you, Kenneth Jackson. Nikola Jokic. My wife went out of town. She went to Reno and took my son with her. So it was just me and my daughter, or my daughter and I. And, my wife, she's always the angel on my shoulder, when it comes to things like that. She reminds me. I mean, not that she has to remind me, but I don't want to fail her. I don't want to fail her, and I don't want to fail my kids. So her being here is a reminder that I don't want to fail. But when she's out of town, you know what they say, when the cat's away, the mice are going to eat fucked up shit, right? So when she wasn't in town, it definitely made it tougher to stay on track. I did, but it was tough. And when you're an adult and you got your own job and you make your own money, you don't have your parents anymore. They don't buy the food. They don't decide what you eat. They don't tell you no. They don't tell you, in my house, the kitchen was closed after a certain time. You just didn't go in the kitchen. That was it. So you don't have your parents, constantly telling you the right thing to do and where you need to go and blah, blah, blah. So it's up to you. If you want to go get something, you want to go through that drive-through, you want to go to your fucking Crumble is of the devil. Foosball is the devil. Crumble Cookies is the devil. I think if you look up their CEO, it's Satan. And you live in a city, they got all these little mom and pop sushi places, Mexican food, all kinds of crazy shit. Pizza. There's nobody stopping you. Jet Blackheart 83. Put my wife's cookie down. There's nobody stopping you. You're on your way home from work. You're the only one in the car. Ain't nobody gonna know. You slide through that drive-through, do whatever you want. It's up to you. And that's the tough part. Mads, thank you for making it even worse. She says Mexican food is so good. Now, Mads, aren't you up in Canada? How's the Mexican food scene up there? Y'all got Mexicans up there? Because the Mexican food is legit in California. So, it's tough. Amber Obney thinks, she says, stay strong. And that's what it is, staying strong. It's staying focused. And one of the things that helps me is the amount of time I've spent trying to do the right thing. It's almost like if I go back now, then all of that time was wasted. So I started the first week of March, I think. So all of that time would be wasted. I might as well have just kept eating like shit. Shout out to my man Gabe. He's doing a 4-day fast right now. So we did our show Double Impact, and it's a show, if you don't know, it's a show where we break down scene by scene action movies from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Last week we did Rambo 4, the one from 2008, and one of the actors in that movie, Matthew Marsden, yes, ladies, that Matthew Marsden, he played Schoolboy, the sniper, in that movie, and he came on and was talking to us and stuff, and I'm going to interview him on my Greens House channel too, by the way. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But we were talking and everything, and we got to talking. He's from England, so we asked him about English food. Some English food is fucked up. Guys, check this out. They eat shrimp and cucumber sandwiches. Yes, a slice of cucumber, shrimp on 2 pieces of bread. I was like, that's some of the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. That sounds disgusting. They have their own version of Vegemite, which, like, if a vegetable could shit, that's what Vegemite is. I don't remember the name of it. And check this out. Oh, boy. Brad Johnson says, Jericho, did you trim your beard? Because I said that I wasn't going to cut my beard until I dropped 50 pounds. So I also said that I would trim my mustache, because the hair grows in your mouth and shit all the time when the hair is growing in your lips. So I did trim that. And I did trim it. I went to Vegas a few weeks ago. I had an event, so to speak. So I did trim it here for that. But this is all growing. But I didn't want to look all scraggly and crazy. So I did do that. But I went back to not cutting it. But I will trim around here because that's just fucking annoying. And then here too, because then the hair start growing into your nose and it's always tickling your nose. But all this here, the meat of the beard will not be cut until I reach my goal of 50 pounds. Now, could I cut, can I cheat by smoking some meth and dropping weight? Yeah, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to smoke methamphetamine to get my results. As long as you, as much as you guys might want me to, I'm not going to do that. Brad Armstrong says, so you're not cheating. No, I'm not. I'm staying like so loyal. But check this out. This is a British food that Matthew Marsden told us about, and I couldn't believe this shit. All right. And we were talking about free speech earlier, and the fact that I can't even say this word on YouTube is so fucking stupid. But this is a real British food in the UK, and it is wild. I could not believe this shit. I could not believe this shit. But it is real. He is a real Brit from the UK, and he told us that this is real British food. Now, from the looks of it, it looks like some kind of meatball. Okay. Now in America, we would call it what? A meatball, right? But not in the UK. They call it this. Yes, 4 pork baguettes. That's what they call it. Shit. I was like, no. He says they're delicious, and you eat them with mashed potatoes and peas. And I asked him, what the fuck's up with peas, mushy peas? I was like, what's up with peas in the UK? He's like, I don't know. I don't like them. But that's what they call them. Right there. And there are a few things. So in Great Britain, they call an eraser a rubber. He says, because you're rubbing out your mistake. I said in America, a rubber is a condom. And if you're rubbing something out, it's not a mistake. Am I right, fellas? That's definitely not a mistake. So there are some words in Britain that over here, it's nothing like, there's no two meanings for any of these. There's no two meanings for the word you see on your screen. There's only one meaning for that here, right? And also fanny. So, we have fanny packs here, or fanny is like, a playful word for your butt or something. It's like a G-rated word for your ass. But fanny over in the UK is a clam. It's a vagina. It's a slang term for a vagina. So to a fanny pack is something totally different to them than it is to us over here. Fucking crazy. Yeah, exactly, Jet Black. Fanny's the bonus hole. But over here, that's what it means here. But fanny is something else. And he told a story about having a teacher who was from America. And one of the kids was like, hand me a rubber. And he was like, what'd you say? But to them, it's an eraser. To us, that's a condom. You about to strap up and get that Twinkie stinky with a rubber. Crazy. That shit was so funny. But yeah, that's what they call them over there. Can you have me a rubber? Whoa, hey, little kid. What do you need a rubber for, you little pervert? Let's show some thanks, shall we? Bob KMIT, what's up, shipwreck? He says Barron Trump, I saw this, that he was offered this. He said Barron Trump has declined to be an RNC delegate. What a shame. That would have been funny. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that, because I imagine, he's got some of his pops in him. He got some Donald J. Trump in him, so it would have been cool to hear what he had to say. But there must be a reason. Maybe he sees them as the rhino turds that they are. Seems to be a pretty good kid, though. Simeon Merriweather. Thank you, old boy. You're looking out, man. Appreciate it. Authentically Kennedy, first Mother's Day around the corner. Thank you. Thank you, Authentically Kennedy. She says, Jericho, if you could get rid of one narrative, which would it be? America is a racist country or the trans movement? Ooh. I think I would get rid of America is a racist country. I think that's a little more detrimental to America, that tears at the fabric of America more than the trans movement, because I think the trans movement would appeal to a smaller group of people. There are much more people who are susceptible to this America is a racist country bullshit. So that's the one that I would pick. Thank you very much. So, what's next, kids? What's next, kiddies? Hold up. Oh, I went shooting the other day with my daughter. And the cool thing was, she asked me to go. She said, Dad, can we go shooting? And I was like, anything you want, sweetheart. My baby girl. She wanted to go shooting with her pops. So we did. And damn it. Okay, let me see if I can pull it up on here. Because I did have some footage of of her shooting. But the file is too big for me to email it. So let me see if I can pull it up on my X account. So let me see. It's a few days ago. Actually, it was last weekend. That's when it was. Last weekend. A lot of fun. It's always fun to hang out with her. You know, the things she talks about, what's going on in school. She just got done with state testing this week, which I think is fucking stupid. It puts unnecessary pressure on the kids. And it's all about, you know, what kind of money they're going to get. I don't like that state testing crap. Just the normal tests you would have, you know, in a class on the subject matter. And that's it. Why add anything extra to it? Because they're like, oh, well, it determines where you're placed next year. So now you got these kids thinking, if I don't do well, am I going to get placed in a bad class? You know, am I not smart enough or whatever? It's just unnecessary to do that to the kids. So I found the picture. So that's my baby girl shooting. She's shooting the Glock 17 in this one. And then I also brought my 21, which is a 45, and she did very well. We have the target about 10 feet away, and she did very well with the 45. I was surprised that she did so well with it, being that it's such a large caliber, and she's, you know, she's not little, she's 12, but it was pretty cool. So here's what I'll do. I will share. Let's see. Yeah, I will share this on X so then I can show it to you guys. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so it's on here. Now I can share it with you guys. So go back up to the top. And this is video of her shooting the Glock 21, which is a 45. Refresh this. And the funnest part was, there it is. Most fun, really the most fun of going with her shooting is to and from there, what we talk about in my truck when I'm driving. That's the most fun part. And we go, usually get lunch afterwards or something like that. But she's like, my arms are getting tired. I was like, all right, take a break if you need to, rest your arms. But she was tearing it up. I was telling her, where to go for, shoot here, shoot there. She was doing pretty good. And I don't know if you can see, but the little skeleton right there, he has a gun. So I told her, try to shoot the gun out of his hand. We also worked on if there was a jam, so I put the slide back a little bit, put a bullet in there upside down. So, to simulate like a stovepipe, if it didn't eject the shell and it's sticking out. So drop the mag, turn it upside down, rack the slide, put the mag back in, boom, re-engage. And she did great. She did really good. Of course, when we first went shooting, she was very intimidated, but she's cool now, loading the magazines, racking the slide. We do different ways. I'll have the slide back. She hits the slide release, then shoots, or put the mag in, then she has to rack the slide herself. So just try to give her different variations and stuff, but she loves it. It's my girl. She's a little under the weather today. I got a late start on my walk because of that, but she's doing good now. She's on the mend, but of course she's sad about it because it's Friday night. She wanted to hang out with her friends, but I'm like, nah, you gotta chill. So maybe tomorrow. That's my girl. I love her to death. And to all you young men out there who are in her age group, you might be in the area and you think you're gonna date her, remember this face, you little shit. Anyway, speaking of my beautiful kids, it's time to go get pick them up from school. Well, my son, my daughter, she walks some of their friends because she's cool. But my son, I still get to pick him up. He still thinks I'm cool. Still holds my hand in public. He's a good kid. He has a football game tonight, flag football. Last week he scored 2 touchdowns. So tonight we'll see what's up. Last week, the other team was up by a touchdown, minute and a half to go. It's on the line. My son gets the ball, gets the handoff, does a jump cut right at the line of scrimmage, froze the defense. He was gone. My boy. So, I'm excited to go watch him play, see how it's going to turn out. They play some pretty good teams, so I like that. Steel sharpens steel. They've been playing some really good teams. They've been coming down to the wire a couple games in a row, but they did good. Kennedy says, please don't leave Junior waiting at the bus stop. No, I go pick him up at school. His school is maybe a 8-minute walk from the house. We drive, it's 2 minutes, but I go pick him up from school. He go, they come out, they line up with their class. The teacher, makes sure the parent, they make eye contact with the parent, make sure you're there. And then, I pick him up from there. So not riding the bus yet. I'm glad I can still pick them up because, those of you who have kids, who are older now, maybe they're teenagers or grown, these moments where they're still little and they still, like I said, my son still holds my hand and dad. I don't know how many times a day I hear dad. And yes, it can be annoying as shit. But I remember that these moments are fleeting. There's going to be a time, maybe the next couple of years, maybe next year when he's 9, maybe he won't want to hold my hand anymore. So I try to cherish these moments of him wanting to be with me and wrestle and play and dad, let's go do this, let's go do that. Because pretty soon, hormones kick in and it's going to be like, oh, girls, what, girls? Oh. I remember it's still like that. My wife better watch out when I'm done here. She knows what's up. Don't be walking past me looking all fine and shit. Something's going to happen. Anyway, I'm going to go pick up Junior, hang out with him, kick it. I'm excited. It's going to be a great weekend, Mother's Day. Fellas, if your mother's still in your life, you still are fortunate enough to have her, and she was a good mother to you. give her a call, send her some flowers, send her a card, do something for your mom. To the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day to you. Thank you for being great mothers, because bad mothers create psychopaths. So thank you for doing what you do. Kennedy says, my boy's drooling all over my chest right now while he's napping. I'm soaking it all in, literally. Yeah. Live it up. Live it up, because pretty soon he's going to be a stinky little boy who's going to be jumping all over you, who's very rough, and he's going to want to hang out with dad. So enjoy that while you can. Shout out to all you great mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to you. I hope it's the best yet, but I'm going to get out here and hang out with my youngins so they don't become little Democrats. Fuck that. Be on the lookout. Tomorrow I'll be doing some content of some kind, so make sure you guys are here to check it out. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Make sure you hit the link for my Teespring. I have brand new merch up there. Promo code Sloppy Joe, all caps, no spaces, will get you 20% off. And make sure you hit the link to my X account. Follow me on X. I am back. It's been 5 years, but I'm here. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.